Welcome to the Profitable Cleaner podcast. Join your hosts, James Harper and Angel Sandoval, bringing you the experts, discussions, and knowledge you want. We talk about sales, technology, marketing, operations, strategy, leadership, mindset, health, God, and so much more. Now, are you ready to profit?
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Profitable Cleaner. So I guess we are making this into a podcast episode, so I'm super excited. We're just going to have fun, though. We're going to do things a little bit differently. James and I were talking, and we're like, we haven't done a masterclass, a sales call, which is what we usually do. We've done cold call training, janitorial cold call masterclass, closing. Now we want to talk. If you can see our shirts, you got Closer, Cold Call Queen, and Sell More. So today we actually want to make this episode about rules of sales that we've accumulated throughout the years. But today here with me, first of all, Mr. James Harper, always a pleasure to co-host with you. How are you?
I'm good, man. Likewise, super pumped for today's episode. And yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get some energy going. Let's go. And then we got Miss Sophia Lopez, our business development manager. Some of you have met her at the event, have had conversations via LinkedIn. Sophia, how are you?
Good. Very excited. Thank you for having me here, guys. Really excited.
Awesome. Well, here we're super pumped to have you. We said let's do a training. We were just talking like, hey, let's do a training for Sophia, and let's really double down on what we've learned in sales. And so we decided to kind of create little like an Excel sheet, which we'll link here in the show notes. We'll give you guys access to it. But there's about 80 sales rules. So if you're listening to this while you're working out, perfect. Driving, perfect. Or if you just want to really sit down and take notes, perfect. I mean, we've closed a lot of deals. We love sales. And if you're watching the video, again, I have the closer shirt. Sophia has Cold Call Queen, and Mr. Harper has Sell More. So should we just like start throwing rules and talk about them and have a good time and shoot the shit?
I think a few things. So maybe talk about, maybe you can give some history how some of these rules came about for you and like what they mean. And then Sophia,
As I say them, or just like a summary?
just maybe a summary of like what these sales rules mean to you or how they came about in your experience in your career. And then I'll do the same. And then let's go through a few of those rules, maybe some of your favorite ones that come top of the mind. And then Sophia, for someone like you who's more in like a student seat right now on this show, if you have questions about these, ask them, or if you have thoughts, and we'll just kind of dialogue on a few of these rules, and then let's just go from there. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Let's try to get through all of them, though. Hell yeah. There's no need to try to fucking not get through them. So let's just try to do our best to get to them. You want me to tell you how I came up? Some of them I came up with, some of them I've taken. So, I mean, we have about 80 rules. I don't know, man. I got them I used to sell tech. I used to be in cold call. I love the startup world, and that's where I've been. But everything that I've done, I'm the one that generates my own lead. I'm the one that runs my own call. I'm the one that closes my own deal and then hands it off. Not a lot of people can say that. A lot of people, they call themselves like closers, but they don't know how to open. They don't know how to do anything unless there's a lead in front of them. And to me, that's cool, but I don't think that's just as valuable, right? I think it is valuable, and a prospector is valuable as well. But when you're able to do both, it's like I always say, like, I feel like Jesus, right? Like I can turn water into wine, or what I like to call is like I can go broke to having money in 24 hours because I know how to find my deals, I know how to structure them, and I know how to close them. So since I've been doing that, and with all my mentors that I've had, all the different type of business models, I've just created kind of like this list that I love. And there's more that I'm looking at this list that I'm like, I haven't written that one there, right? And learning from people like Coach Burt, salespeople, sales trainers, and just psychology in general and life, So that's kind of how I came up with them. I don't know. I think once you start hearing them, you'll start hearing our personality in a lot of them. But how'd you come up with yours, or how did you create them?
Mine, honestly, I didn't create any of them myself. They were all given to me through experience or from a mentor or just some shitty sales job I once had to what we do now. I actually got one of mine from you, Angel. So like none of these are my own thoughts, frankly speaking, but they're things throughout the sales process that make sales fun for me, that make sales true for me. And similar to you, like every dollar I've earned for the past decade has been started from a sale that I've been a part of and created some way, somehow. And yeah, I saying you're a closer is cool. And yeah, you have to, oh man, now I'm thinking of one that I didn't put on there. But to
Hey, start
be,
putting them in there. It's okay, bro.
to be someone that can start the process and then also finish the process. I think that's where you and I share, although we do it differently, we share that commonality, which is I'm learning kind of rare when it comes to like sales partners. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot this one. I gotta write this one in there.
I know, right here. I'll let you write it in there. No worries. Um, let me. Okay. So here's what we'll do. Let's just read them out. Even if they're yours, even if they're mine, who cares? And let's just discuss them. I think that would be the best way to do this. And then Sophia, if you want to pick some too, you can be my guest. But I'm gonna we'll just kick it off, James. Let's just as we go through them, let's highlight them on the document that we have so that we don't repeat them. That's for sure. That's
Okay.
something I definitely want to do. I'm gonna kick it off. You guys cool with that?
Yep,
Yeah.
let's go.
Awesome. Let's do it. I'm not gonna lie. This one, this one came from one of my managers, and I absolutely love it. I think it talks about not what sales is, but I think sometimes we forget that. And the first rule that I have here is be charming as a motherfucker. Be charming as a motherfucker. I think sometimes we forget that there is sex appeal to what we do. We're just human beings. That's normal. That's normal. And so
Absolutely.
to me, and I'm not saying like how you look. I mean, how you look matters. Just so we're on the same page on sales. The more
Yeah.
successful the salesperson is, the less body fat they have. But we're not gonna get into that conversation. Be charming as a motherfucker is key though, because like no one wants to talk to someone that doesn't make them feel something, that doesn't make them feel good, that doesn't again, and you don't make someone feel good by just being a liar or bullshitting them. You can make someone feel good by challenging them, by opening up areas of the business that they haven't thought about. Like, but I love the charming. Have you ever like you shown up to calls and they're like, so how's the weather out there? Fuck. Bro, no, absolutely not. We're not doing that here. That's rookie stuff. So my first rule is just be charming as a motherfucker. And every salesperson I know has their attraction and their charisma and they're charming in their way. So that's my first rule.
I would agree. I think charm definitely goes a long way because you have to build likability. And if you're charming, you're automatically likable. So I think it's a simple one. I think it's relevant, man. All right, I'm actually going to start with my very last one because that's the one that just came to my head.
Do it.
And this is one of my favorite ones that I remember hearing way back in the day. Closers close and posers pose. And the reason why I like this one is because in sales, it's not an information-based business, it's a results-based business. And you can always identify a good salesperson by not how they speak, but for what they show. So like closers close, posers pose. And that's what I really like. Real recognizes real, game recognizes game. That's actually when I first hit it off with Angel. Although we sell completely differently, I knew he was a sales guy. I knew he was a closer. I knew he was about the business. And so ask yourself, are you a closer or are you a poser? So closers close, posers pose.
I love it. Dude, I love some of these are like so simple that I love them.
That was
But
cool.
they're so real.
Yeah, and I think that's what people forget sometimes. Sometimes like we go on YouTube and we try to look for all these trainings and it's like, nah, bro. Like sometimes you just need the raw, the good. So make sure you mark it off. Closers close, posers pose. It's so true. Oh my god, now I'm thinking of more that anyways, I'm not gonna put it in there because then we'll never stop. All right. Second one for me. Scared money don't make money. And then it says something right here that maybe I won't say, but I will say. I'll call it don't be a bitch or don't be a pussy. Like if you're gonna be in sales, you can't be scared to go make money. You can't
I
make
love it.
money. Scared
I love
money
it.
don't
Scared
make
money don't
money.
make money.
And I
I've
know we were
actually
like training
never
with
heard that.
Sophia. You never heard it? Oh shit! I gotta get better then. If I haven't brought it to the team, then I'm messing up because even I was telling Sophia's like sometimes the people are ready to close, you just don't ask for it because we're scared. We're worried about ourselves. So I just gotta say, scared money don't make money, baby. Don't be a little
I love.
bitch.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
You guys are bringing my thought. This is how I used to close. This is like back in, because I was like in the bullpen. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but like a bunch of salespeople with little. I would carry like a little golf club. People were golfing inside the office, like ringing bells and getting
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. I would listen to Eminem and do push-ups during my sales calls. Like it was like freaking old school, and I loved it. I learned a lot there. Learned a lot. That's the only
I
downside of virtual. Only downside that we can't work together
agree.
like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that, man. I enjoy like my first sales job. We would have to walk into a room, and every room you walk into, and you'd yell "juice," and the whole team would yell "fired up." For whatever reason, it worked. Right? It's the
Bro,
fun.
we don't have that anymore. Just a bunch of people complain. Oh my God, this is good. These rules are great. It's so good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
yeah. All
hang out.
right.
We're all gonna just hang out and sell together. Okay, go for it, James.
Yeah. All right.
And
This
again,
one came
Sophia, if you have
from
questions, just bring them up. Okay, sorry.
yeah.
If you have
Just
Yeah, I
questions,
will.
just
bring
chime
them up.
on in. So this one came from an old sales guy. His name's Bob. Sold multiple $1 million a year in the most niche energy product you can imagine. And he had told me something when I was young in my sales career. He said, "James, don't talk yourself out of a sale." And he said that because I talked myself out of a sale with him. And then he gave it to me to educate me. And sometimes we continue to talk because we lack confidence, because we're scared of silence, because we're not being a good listener, which is key in sales. And we fill for no reason outside of just talking. And that actually breeds a lot of insecurity, and you can talk yourself out of a sale.
Boom. Straight facts.
100%. Yeah,
Straight facts.
that's a good
All
one.
right.
Very true.
Now I feel like I'm not gonna talk because I'm not gonna talk out myself out of that quote. That was a good quote right there. Um, I got one right here, and again, we have a lot, so here we go. Confident. I like this one. Oh, I like this one because I think sometimes we forget. I think kind of what you were talking about, James. Like people just talk to talk. I think people think that confident. So the quote is basically simple: confidence beats competence every time.
Hmm.
Sales is 95% you, 5% product. I really do believe that. And of course, you still got to fulfill, right? Like, I'm not saying no, like you sell it and you don't fulfill. No, you're lying to yourself, and that's a shitty ass salesperson if you can't fulfill what you promise. But the key is like some people over analyze their, like they have so much competence that they forget to show up with confidence. And in moments of uncertainty, people lean towards the one that is certain. Does that make sense? And so, and that's basically like part of what sales is, right? In moments of uncertainty, the person that has more certainty wins, which is another rule. Tapped into that one. So like confidence is more important than competence. But just make sure you're not just confident. You still have to be competent once you get the confidence down, right?
I think that's
I think
awesome.
I think balance is key, right? Having both.
I think balance is key, but if I had to pick one, I would actually say confidence because like I know like a lot of technical sales guys that struggle and it's because they know the product really well and they know the technicality.
Mm.
It's like the old school feature and benefits, but they have no way to connect, right? And that comes from a confidence standpoint. So I've never heard this one either. But man, that makes a ton of sense. I freaking love that one, man. But both is important because you do have to fulfill
That's what I
and you have
said.
to
Like
know
you
your
still have to
shit.
have the competence. You have to know what you're selling, right?
Yeah.
But how many times people sometimes already know that they want to buy, they just need, but then they go up to the call and they're like, "Oh, that guy doesn't know. That guy does not give me the want to make me buy from them."
100, dude. We have been like so recently. We're trying to be buyers of a certain service, right, in the tax world, and we went through like three or four. I think we went through four different sales calls, and we were like, "Take our money," and all of them sounded like experts. We finally bought from the one that was an expert and also was very confident and confident and competent, and he was like, "Cool." It's like people want to do business with people they like, which actually brings me to my next one. I'm going to write on the sheet is people don't have to believe. People don't have to believe essentially what you're selling. They have to believe that you believe in what you're selling first. And I think that's a
I love that
big
one.
difference there, right? Like we try to convince people to believe what we're selling. It's like, no, do they believe that you believe in it? And if they believe that you believe in it, then you have a free pathway at actually getting them to listen, which goes back to the confidence part. So, do you believe in what you're
That's a good one
selling?
though. Yeah. Would you buy what you're selling? Right? Like would buy into what you're saying and to what you're selling. So I such a good rule, bro. That is such a good rule. Let's see. Let me throw in. There's so many. There's so many. This one's
Dude, you
good
need
though.
to. I want to ask
Go
you
for it. Go for
about
it.
one.
Here, kick it off. Kick it off.
Tell me about row 11 here. Get your wow and move on. I love that.
Get your wow,
Talk to
move
me about
on, bro. Similar to what you said about talking, and I think I did. I have told this one to Sophia in the training. I haven't. Oh my god, I gotta get it together.
No.
So get your wow and move on. Sometimes we want to make sure we go through all the features, and because we're in this podcast, let's talk about janitorial, right? Let's say that they really care about safety, and you go, yeah, we have these certifications, and this is the training we have, and they go, whoa. Like if you ever hear anyone ever at anything, any prospect say, wow, or that's really good. Shut up, move on. Don't go,
Why?
yeah, and that's why I get certified and this is why we double down on safety because they already understood it. They said wow. They go, wow, move on. Right? It's like let's talk about even with your team, even with really with anything, honestly. Like let's say that you're trying to date, right? And you're like, "Oh, this is what I do," or "This is who I am," or "This is why family is important." They go, "Wow." You don't go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And since family is important, like I buy my mom a gift, and then what I do is my dad, shut up. She already said, "Wow, impressive," and you go, "Thank you." Move on to the next point. So my one of my mentors always told me, "Get your wow. And as soon as you get it, move, move, and keep going for your wows." So
That's
that's good.
good.
that makes a lot of sense. And it's funny how these are connected because like you get your wow and you don't move on, you're now talking yourself potentially out of a sale. Right? The other like
Exactly. And it also
these are
breeds insecurity. So like if you keep talking out of yourself a sale, confidence goes down. And then you get this weird like you think you sound competent, but instead you sound like a poser. You sound like you're overdoing what you're supposed to. That's why sometimes when people over talk in sales talks, I'm like, you're hiding something.
Hmm.
Because you're
Yep.
talking too much. You're talking too
I
much. What are you
think
hiding?
it's a great point there.
Oh, that's a
My
good rule. Don't hide behind your words. Okay. Anyways, I want to start coming up with shit like that. But anyways, that's don't overtalk yourself.
all
What does a
right.
liar? What does
So
a liar do? What does a liar do when they get caught? When they got caught lying,
They speak too
they
much.
talk for no reason.
yeah.
Which leads me to a sale. Which leads me to a rule here. Always have a purpose. That's a rule in sales. Always have a purpose and be really clear on why you're in that call. Why you're in that sales call. Is it to buy? Is it to bring awareness? Is it to make a friend? Is it be very fucking clear on why you're there? Always have a purpose. So
Hmm.
they would always ask me, what's the purpose of that call? And
Hmm.
if you said, oh, to make a sale, and I'm like, they're gonna buy, they're ready to buy. Oh well, no, it's an intro call. Okay, so this is not the purpose. So then what's the purpose? Get clear on the purpose. All right, let's fly through them. Boom, done. James, let's keep going.
All right. I'm gonna go to rule number one that I wrote down. ABC. Everyone knows ABC in sales is always be closing. Mine's a little bit different. It's ABC plus ABP plus ABQ. ABC, always be clarifying. We need to clarify. You're not always closing. That's a bullshit rule. Always be clarifying if they're worth it. And then ABP, always be prospecting. You should always be prospecting and you should always be clarifying. And the last one, ABQ, you're qualifying. Once you clarify and you find the prospect, you have to qualify
Hmm.
what you just clarified. So ABC, always be clarifying. ABP, always be prospecting. ABQ, always be qualifying.
Boom.
It's cool.
Here's the rule for me, man. Always ask for the business. It's never given to you. I'm not gonna say much. I'm not
I
gonna say
love it.
no. Always ask for the business. It's never given to you. No one's gonna come to you. Once in a while, they'll come to you and be like, "Here's my money." Let's call it lay down. Rarely do they. So ask for the sale. If you don't ask it, you don't get it. right?
I
Boom.
freaking love that one.
I'm gonna
All
start
right.
just fucking. We're just
I
gonna
love that
throw
one.
some fire. Let's go.
All right. If you're listening to this, become deals on wheels. You have to be able to make deals and make fast and keep on moving. So the best salespeople, the deals on wheels, baby. Nothing more needs to be said. They make deals and they keep on moving. I love it.
And when they do keep moving, they never panic about their pipeline. They never marry themselves so much to the sale, and then they get emotional about every sale. You only get emotional about a sale when you don't have enough pipeline. I didn't
Mm,
write that, but I always remember that. So if I'm
That
like
is
stressing why
good.
someone's not closing, that just means that you don't got enough pipeline.
okay.
Remember
I
that.
have something. I have a sales role I need to write down right on top of that. Your pipeline's always 90 days behind, too. Meaning, like, if you have a dry pipeline, it's from lack of prospecting you did 90 days ago. Your
Yep.
pipeline is a reflection of the work you put in 90 days before.
Winter's coming, and it'll last what you're doing all summer.
There you go. That is perfect. I love it.
What you said, but we're just gonna start getting slang in here. Overselling is more dangerous than underselling.
Yes.
Mm.
Leave a little bit of curiosity. A trailer sometimes is better than the movie. Don't forget.
Amen. Amen to that, man. This one is one from Angel Sandoval. He told me this on our very first ever podcast. And I claimed it as my rule, but it's his rule, but I didn't see it on his sheet. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. I love it.
That's Brad Lee, just in case he listens. I doubt it, but if he listens to it, the more
Yeah.
hands you shake, the more money you make.
Yeah,
Which
totally.
Coach Bert says the same thing. You don't need more money, you need more people because people have the money. Always remember that. So be a connector.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mm.
There is
I
one I
actually,
learned from you. Well, go for it, Sophia.
there's actually one it's a little bit long, but I really liked. It called my attention. It says, price is never the objection. The only thing they are wondering is, does this shit work? If I give you money, will I regret it?
Dude, it's so true though. There's
It
not much
is.
to it's like that's why sometimes when they have over the like James, we were just in a sales call with someone with a very well known organization, like very well like world known organization. And their salespeople were just like I was like, what are you doing,
Yeah.
bro? Like why are
No
you
doubt.
talking to me like that? Why are you not closing me? Why are you creating doubt? And they almost like I hate when people like talk down to you or like almost like make you feel like they are the ones in a pedestal. Don't do that, which is a rule there. But that's a good rule. Sophia, price is never the objection. The only thing they're wondering is, does this shit work? And if I give you money, will I regret it? We recently had a sales call, and that was basically what the
Yeah,
actual question was,
100%.
right? And so
Hmm.
make sure that when you guys are closing deals, even in janitorial, with the facilities, with the director, with the person signing is, hey, listen, you're not going to regret this decision. Sometimes saying things like that is enough. I'll do right by you. You won't regret it. Here are 10
100%.
clients. Here are 10 clients that will tell you that it's worth it. I'll make sure you don't regret it.
Yeah, dude,
Like
totally, man.
sometimes it's that simple, right? Like why are we complicating things? Like, and which leads me to a rule here. Two rules. Never use 7 words when 3 will do, and never spend $100 on a word if you can spend $1 on it. And what that means is basically like keep it simple, keep it straight, don't overdo it.
Mm.
I love it.
Why do
I
people want to
love it.
overdo it? And I learned that
Well,
because I was so self-conscious of my English back in the day. And I remember coming to a professor and I was like, dude, like these people that are pitching on stage, bro, like, because I was in a competition, I was like, they sound so good. I'm like, those words, like, how do I do it? Do I study a thesaurus? Like, and they're like, nah, bro, they're spending $100 per word, and you're spending one. And he's like, so don't worry about your English, worry about what you say,
no
right? Keep
doubt.
it simple for the audience.
Mm. That's good.
Huh.
All right,
No,
James, kick it off.
uh,
And
all
Sophia,
right.
if you want to pick some as you go like that, do it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fun.
I'm gonna hit you one. I'm gonna put two in one real fast. Ring the bell is a phrase that we put down. It's actually kind of how this all came about because Sophia, we said ring the bell after she had closed the deal and she didn't know what that was. And people listening, if you don't know what that is, we ring the bell every time we make a sale because we are celebrating the success of the new client and the success of you. So you just ring a bell. It's a simple celebration. It's like old sales tradition out there.
And I'm
But
not gonna get weird about this, but you also know what it does, right?
you tell
Have you
me.
ever?
Maybe I
What's
don't.
the rule? What's the Pavlo rule? Have you guys ever heard of that?
The
No.
Pavlo.
80-20 rule.
Oh shit! I'm making fucking rules up. No, ignore me. The one where you ring the bell and then the dog starts salivating because it's time for its food.
Shit, I've never even heard of this.
So
You
there's
educate
a
us right now.
yeah. So there's basically a science. What is that science? I'm gonna look for it. The science, the freaking experiment. Dog salivates.
But I love the ring the bell
Yeah,
tradition, man.
Pavlov. Yeah, no, See, I got confused. Pavlov's experiment. So basically, every time they would bring the food, ring the door, put the food, ring the bell, then the dog would eat it. They kept doing that over and over, and then after a while, they conditioned the stimuli, right? The stimulus. So then when they would ring it, the dog would start salivating, even if there was no food anymore. So the science behind the ring the bell: one, fucking fun. Two, hell yeah, let's celebrate. Three, if you ever want to trigger your salesperson, start ringing a bell and they're gonna realize that it's time to make money. So
That's
some
that's bad.
people do
That's
it like that
badass.
and others do it with smell, bro. I've had trainers that'll have like a candle or a specific smell or a specific food. And every time you close, they'll give you that food or they'll give you that smell. And when you're not closing, they'll bring you back that smell, they'll bring you back this food, and then your brain is like, oh, deal time. Like I'm hungry. And so, anyways,
No, that's
uh,
interesting because I was wondering where like ring the bell, like the sales tradition started and came from, and that actually adds a lot of context there. I freaking love that, man. But oldest sales tradition around.
I don't know if it came from there, but I'm just saying like that's now what we're thinking
No,
about
no,
the
that makes
brain.
sense. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that makes sense that there's some rhyme and reason to it. Um, this
go
one
for
is
it.
just a key principle for mine: serve, don't sell. Um, I've never actually. There's been a few times I felt like I've sold something, and guess what? The sale didn't happen. Not ironic. Anytime I feel like I'm actually trying to serve and help and better someone's situation or life, a transaction happens, which is a sale. So serve, don't sell.
Which I actually like
Mm.
this one from you, bro. That you just put here because it goes directly to what it says. Good salespeople complete the sales. Great salespeople make it a success. That's just facts. I'm not gonna explain that one. When you complete the sale, that's one thing. When you make sure that what they bought is successful, that's a
Yeah.
businessman. That's a businesswoman. That is not just a salesperson. So make sure that's fucking good.
Mm.
Sophia, do you have any that you have questions on, or you want us to just keep going?
Yeah, I actually have a question on one. It
Go for it.
says, make yourself a small target.
Which one? Where is
This
it?
one.
Wait,
I
where is
love
it?
this one.
Number 25 on A.
Make yourself a small target. Shit.
I
Where
was
did I
like,
write
what?
that? Hold on. Now my brain is trying to
I think I know what
try
it
it.
means. So I think by making yourself a small target, you're staying in your lane and you're not making yourself too big to expose yourself to like risk and liability and being a fake, right? You make yourself a small target within a big picture and you become like cuz everyone think about literally a target, right? What's everyone trying to hit? The smallest one on the dot, right? That's the objective. You need to
Hmm.
become that small target.
I can also see it. I can also see it as like don't make the sale about you, too,
Yeah, totally, dude.
right?
Totally.
I think sometimes people overdo it. I'm telling you, it's similar to what you just said. They go hand in hand. So I'm gonna
Mm.
ask him now. Now I'm gonna call him and be like, "Yo, why?" This comes from a manager, and I'm like, I love this one. This sounds dumb. Um, this one though helps me a lot. Don't filter your thoughts. The thing that just came to your head, say exactly that. Be a straight shooter. People
Yeah.
appreciate honesty. It's hard. It's hard. Now, if you get a random thought because you weren't actually paying attention, that's different. But if you get a thought about the conversation about what you're doing, then say it. And I've done it, and I think you guys have heard me in calls. You guys have done it where I'm like, hey, hold on, hold on, hold on. This is not making any sense to me. My brain is not connecting the dots here. What's happening? And that allows
Hmm.
them to like actually open up, right? Which brings me to one that I love, that I wrote down here, that I learned from one of my mentors, is where is it? I just want to mark it. Be pre. Don't worry about presenting. Instead, be present. I love
I
that
Mm.
one.
love that one.
Presenting over present. Sometimes we have a demo deck, maybe we have a proposal we want to review with them, and then we make it about the presentation instead of the presents. People will buy
Mm.
more for presents than presentations. So make sure you remember that.
I love it. I love that one so much. All right, this
Yeah,
is
that
really
one's
relevant. If
Where
you're
is it? I don't even know where I left it. But anyways,
I
I'll
just
say.
marked it for you.
Oh,
If
thank you.
anyone's listening to this and you are in the janitorial space, this will mean a lot to you because it's true. If you're not talking to your customers are talking to your competitors.
So
I
too, so
I
true.
I love this one. So like often we can sell a deal and like run from it because we just hope it works out. And you don't really know if it's going well or not, and you base it going well by are they paying you, right? And people will pay you even if they're unhappy. And if they are unhappy, guess what they're doing? They're finding other solutions, i.e., your
mm.
competitors.
Mm-hmm. I
So
dude. Which brings me to the next one that you wrote that I love. I'm just going over yours apparently. Um, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Become the center of each deal. That is so true. I love that one. I love it. I even tell people, hey, if you want to look at competition, I'll look at them with you. If you want me to connect you with them, I'll do it. What else what else do you need help with? Right? We had a podcast with Joseph Lockhart, which basically talked like he basically went in there and said, I can't win the deal, but how's your recycling? Let me see your HVAC. What did you say you guys were replacing? Like become the center of the deal. Let things flow through you and things will change. Always remember that. Be the center of the deal. So good. So
That's
good.
very good.
I'm about to give you a low freaking underrated one. Paraphrase. Paraphrase. That shows that you're listening. A lot of people listen and they don't say anything anymore. Grab it, listen, say, cool. So if I'm understanding this correctly, point A, point B, point C, this is what you're looking for. This is what hasn't worked. This is what will make it worth it.
Mm.
This is what you want. Is that correct? Yes, amazing. And then you can move on. Which, by the way, that
mm,
also, if you do it properly, can be your wow,
yeah,
which is a different
and
conversation.
it could be you could paraphrase with shadowing, which we could do a whole different thing, like which Chris Voss talks big about. I love that, man.
100%.
I'll,
Mm.
I'll I
All right, hang with me for the next minute and a half. We got a quick break here in the Profitable Cleaner because we're officially official. It's like I like to say it. Why? Because I get to take this break and introduce our sponsors. First sponsors is USource. So go to usource.com. That's USOURCE.com. This is a business management platform for facility services companies. No more chaos, unnecessary admin work, or just having to consolidate information. This is about you not being the source of information anymore and having a platform that can give you the accessibility, visibility, and control over your operation. So see more, do more, whether you're one employee or 3,000 employees. This is the platform for you. So check out our sponsor, usource.com. Our second sponsor, dayporter.com. They will help you with all your outbound, LinkedIn, email, call, and they're going to do it with a team from Latin America. So make sure that you reach out to them, dateporter.com. They can help you hire your next superstar and give you the strategies to go book the walkthroughs that you're looking for. The third one is going to be Melgar Consulting. That's alexmelgar.com. If you're hovering around the $5 million range and you're in the facility services industry, want to hit those 20, want to keep bumping your head and really want to scale, he is going to be able to consult and help you have the right foundation, the right structure, and the right strategies, and the right advisory and consulting to get you past those 5 to 20 million. So go to alexmelgar.com. And last but not least, our fourth sponsor, cleaningprofits.com. That is our annual event for facility services CEO, executive teams, leadership teams. Bring them out. This is all about transformation. It's all about training. It's all about community. And it's held once a year, this year, September 12th to the 14th. So thank you once again to all of our sponsors. And let's continue on to the show.
think we have two of the same, but we say it in different ways. So I'm going to say yours, and then I'm going to say mine, and then we'll see if they're the same thing. Just you said dinner and show, and I said sell the sizzle, not the steak.
100%.
Are we saying the same thing here? Or
100%. I think so. I think we're about the same. We're about the same.
yeah,
So I mean I can explain it or you can explain it, but it's pretty. I mean I think you say it the best. You're like, would you eat? Imagine like your favorite food, your favorite pasta, your favorite steak, your favorite thing, and then Now put it in a blender. Would you want to eat it? I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't eat tacos in a blender. But if you put that fucking nice little tacos, little salsa, now pineapple on my tacos de pastor, like if you put all of that and you give me that show, that dinner, that sizzle, right? Like when in a restaurant, when like when people buy fajitas, best marketing move for any
Yeah,
restaurant, you just see
exactly.
the smell and you just hear like, shh, you don't even have to see the steak. You don't even want to eat it. You just smell and you're like, oh my God, that's what I want. And that's what dinner and a show means as well, man. Sometimes you can go to Applebee's. That's cool. Or you can go to or you can go to the Fort, which is where we had our event, where they put a show, and a show makes the dinner 20 times better.
Totally, man. The fajitas analogy is so good because actually fajitas often disappoint me. But man, when they're coming out and it's sizzling,
Yeah,
you're like, this is gonna be the best meal ever. And then you're like, oh, I remember I'm at Chili's. Um,
yeah. And then you taste it, you're like, yeah, it's trash. No, don't serve bad food.
yeah.
Let's see. What else?
I
There's so
found
much.
one that I
Go for it.
liked. It says learning to challenge them comes from challenging yourself. It's
Yeah, it's just freaking
they're true.
facts. Fucking
Hmm.
facts. I'm not even gonna say anything about that one. Fucking
That's a great
facts.
one. That
I
is a
think a
great
lot of
one.
people, like, you've heard of the Challenger sale. There's a book. You've heard people say, like, hey, challenge them. What makes me a good challenger is that I challenge myself in everything that I do. It feels so weird to challenge someone when you haven't challenged yourself in a very long time. So you take everything that they say for face value. Don't take it for face value. And even Charlie Ramshaw said it in a podcast, which I love. He's like, I'm moving with urgency. I'm going to ask you exactly what you need. He gets his wows. He follows a lot of these rules. And he's like, got things to do. I'm going to challenge you. Does that make sense? So, like, I love that one. So I
Which
used to say,
actually,
like, you want to sell more, have more sex. You want to sell more, work out more. Like, these are just facts, you know?
yeah,
So,
yeah, totally. It's kind of funny you just mentioned Charlie there and how he moves fast and gets the sale because he's not afraid to challenge, not afraid to ask. This brings me to one of mine. Always get a yes or a no.
mm,
So many times we send a proposal and we never hear back. And
100%.
that's on us, not on them. So it's okay to get no's. Get 100 no's. That's better than 100 maybes. Because if you get 100 no's, you're getting 20 yeses. If you have 100 maybes, you probably have 2 yeses.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, though, and it's not yes or no on the sale. It could be yes or no on the next step. It could be yes or no on sending the
100%.
proposal. It could be yes or no on a meeting. It could be don't live in maybe. I think the show
Uh,
How I Met Your Mother says it better. It's like, oh, we can't be together. Doof. Door closes right now. And then it opens up the door a little bit. Don't do that. And that's why a lot of the salespeople, they want that maybe because it makes them seem like they got pipeline, like they're leaving it open. Stop lying to
yes.
yourself.
Oh, dude,
Stop
actually,
lying to yourself.
there's one out
Go for
here.
it.
This is an angel quote that goes along with this that needs to go on here. Commitment before movement.
Facts.
Yeah,
Talk,
that's a good
talk to
one.
us about that, Angel.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people like to put on a show, man. Commitment before movement. Like they're like, oh, let me send a proposal, or let me go do some research, oh, let me connect this person, oh, let me go do this analysis, oh, let me go do. I do, and not once have they gotten any sort of commitment from the prospect, from the client. Don't do that. You want me to move? I'll move fast. I'll move more faster than any other vendor you've ever had. But you got to give me some commitment. If I don't commit, I don't move. But if you commit, then I move, right? So again, a commitment doesn't have to be a contract. It could be a verbal. It could be a meeting. It could be a get me this and I'll get you this, and it's written somewhere. You're like, okay, that's commitment, right? But get commitment before you start moving. It's just facts. Let's see. Sophia, you're gonna have to start going through some of it. There's so much. I'm just gonna say this one: time kills deals. I'm
Yeah,
not
no
gonna
doubt.
just remember stop being, and that goes with like stop being a bitch. Scared money don't make money. Sales is a contact sport, so make sure you make contact. But time kills deals. The more it sits, the more it keeps going, the like it just gets worse.
I
That's
got
it.
one for you. I got one for you. That's a follow up to that. Money's in the follow up, right? The more you follow up, the quicker you follow up. The more you get the yes or no. Hopefully, you get the deal.
100% true.
Boom.
There's one that's very simple but so true. Never assume.
Never assume. It's so true. The only thing you can assume is that you don't know.
Yeah,
Only thing you can assume is that you don't know. So ask it even if you don't know it. And that goes into the 48 laws of power too. You want to make somebody feel like an alpha, even if you know the answer, let them tell you the answer.
No doubt, dude. Actually,
Yeah.
I want to build
Always
on.
let them tell you the answer.
I want to build on that.
These aren't even in the
Yeah,
page anymore.
yeah, I know these aren't even on the page, but like Angel, you once said something. I just repeated, ironically enough, yesterday to someone else. The biggest alphas in the room make others feel like the biggest alpha in the room.
Oh yeah.
And going back to the never assume thing, the best thing, if you're listening to this, the best thing you can learn in business from day one is the words "I don't know," followed by "I'll get back to you." It breeds so much trust, because like early in my sales career, I felt like I had to know the answer to everything. That's insecurity, and then therefore I exaggerate. I flat out lie. Like I would just I
There's
was a
yeah.
train wreck, right? But then when you ask me a question and say, you know what, that's a good question. I don't know, but let me find that out for you. All of a sudden, that's real dialogue.
Well, and then vice versa too. Like you don't know anything about your prospect as much. You do know like just based on experience and expertise, but how they do things is not. So like again, a rule here: if you want to know something, ask. No one is going to offer up information unless you ask for it. And sometimes I'll do that. Even with whenever I want to buy from someone, I know what I need to give them, and sometimes I'll tell them what I want them to see, and then I let them ask me to see how good they are. I'll test them.
Totally.
Like prospects will test you. That's actually a good rule. Prospects will test you, and they want to know if you're for real. And so they'll give you
For sure.
the face value information to see if you go with that, or if you ask more deeper conversations to see if you're really an expert. And that's why I always say, don't take what they say serious. Don't take it ask it, challenge it. Don't assume. That sounds interesting. Why'd you say that? Right? Pay attention to the words. People talk more with their subconscious and their conscious if you pay more attention. You know, these aren't even in the freaking fucking Excel sheet anymore. We're
Here,
just going. I
I'll
love it
put one
though.
in there. I'll put
No, those
one
are
in there.
good.
That's on the sheet. The best sales strategy is a happy client. One of my favorites. It's like, hey, we can do all the sales we want at the end of the day, but seriously, the best way we can get more business is just by giving a great experience to our clients so they talk about us. Because if they talk about us and introduce us, it's an unbelievable difference in close rate going from cold to close versus going from referral to close. So best sales strategy, happy client.
I got another.
100%.
Do you have something, Sophia, before we jump in there? We're just flying through these rules now, so
Yeah, I think there's one that I really like that I also saw in the book that you guys gave me in Nicaragua, which says make a friend before you make a sale.
not
That's
much you
so
can say
good.
there.
Put that
Perfect.
one on the sheet. That
It's
one's
there.
really good.
It's there.
Oh, is it?
On the sheet,
Awesome.
yeah. I have one. That's a good one. I have one. There's two. Be the smartest guy in the room, and you're the professional, especially if they're coming to you for subject matter experts. Don't be the guy that goes in there, shows up confident, but has no competence, right? Like, know your shit. And when you know your shit, you gotta be a professional. Part of being a professional is like if you go to an athlete, right? They know their shit.
Mm.
They know how to perform. And so make sure you also know that you're a professional. So, and this goes with a few of the rules here, like educate yourself constantly. Be a professional. Be the smartest guy in the room. And in the room, they mean sales calls, okay? Not in every room, just in the sales calls room, because they're coming to you to fix the problem that they solve, right? Which brings me to my last point here. Find out what they buy and sell them that. No more, no less.
That's a good one.
I love that, man. That reminds me of what my grandfather says. I'm a fisherman. Maybe some people on this fish. It's like you go to a lake filled with fish and people don't catch anything sometimes. And it's like, why is that? It's like you have to learn how to fish the fish, right? And it's like, yeah, find out what they buy and sell them that. I freaking love them.
It's because sometimes we overthink it, right? Be a better listener than you're a talker. Solve problems, right? Have fun equals make money. I just love that one. At the moment you
Yeah.
stop having fun, you will stop making money. Those are just facts. Let's go into some random ones that we have here that I think are really cool. This is a good one. Never leave a door open. close it, and then move on to the next. Sometimes we want to move on to the close. We want to move into the testimonials. We want to move into proposal. We start moving, and we're leaving all these loops open. You've heard me say it before, James. Like, it'll drive me crazy if someone opens a loop and doesn't close it. It'll drive me crazy, because then I can't close that chapter and move on. And so learning to close each point and then saying, hey, before we move on to X and Y, any questions on this? Is everything making sense? Does everything fit what you're at? Yes. Awesome. Boom. Then you move on to the next point. So stay in that point until you close it. Right?
I love it. I love it.
That's
All
in the
right, I got
natural
one.
styles of selling as well.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I
Go
got one
for it.
for you. And people listening out there need to do a better job at this, especially in the facility services space. Find the influencer to the DM, not always the
Oh, yeah.
DM. And what we mean by DM, that's decision makers. So it's actually like if you were trying to sell us something like Angel and James, it's actually probably better to sell Sophia on the idea, because she would come to us and say, "Hey guys, I have a really good idea." Because again, it's her idea, which brings me to another sales rule: make your prospect the hero. But then she sells us on the idea before we ever even speak with you. Now, maybe we have to get on a call and talk about budget or whatnot, but find the influencer to the decision maker, not always the decision maker.
So there's, and we'll touch on that. And I have a rule here too that kind of goes with that it's learn to be an octopus and leverage every tentacle, right? So get more than the DM on. So like an octopus can get like up to 8, right? And so the more people involved in the sale, the better, right? The more buyers, the better. So
more people.
Oh yeah. So if you get the husband, you get the wife. If you get the CEOs, director of operation, if you do a walkthrough ever and you get the facilities manager, stop by the HR office, stop by accounting, see if you can learn their budgets, go to the office manager, see what they struggle with, get the buy-in. So what James said is you got decision makers, the people that sign the contract, you got influencers, and then you got champions. Influencers, they influence the decision, right? They can help. They're going to be brought in to make the final decision. Champions, they're just people that can advocate for you. Oh, Angel? Yeah, I really like that guy. We should totally do business with him. Right? So make sure you guys use every single one of them. Which brings me to my next point. It's not about the sale. It's about the relationship. People first. So that, again, that goes with it. What else? I have a weird one. I'll go for it, Sophia.
I like one that says, it's very simple, but it says, be genuine, sincere, and honest. I think people buy from people who they feel they're sincere, not from like fluffing up the service or the product that you're offering, that you're the best. It's just being sincere.
Well, and then I think like you just met with someone that you were like, yeah, honestly, it's not the best move for you right now. And you saying that right away puts you in oh shit, they're for real. No one's ever said that to me. Like, they really do care. Right? So 100%
You're serving, not selling. Right there.
100%. All right, James, I know you have one that you've been wanting to say. Let's do it.
I don't even know which one you're talking about.
I don't know. I just see a little thing. They're moving.
Okay, I got you. When you lose, ask for feedback. And again, going back to commercial cleaning, I know that we know a company. Every time they lose a proposal, they ask why. And just by doing that, it does one of two things. One, you get better. You get actual feedback on why you lost it, and you can data gather. But two, ironically enough, it actually leaves the door open. They'll say, this is why, but if our current relationship or contract doesn't work out, please feel free to contact me, whatever. Right? So when you lose, ask for feedback.
I love that one. Underrated.
Yeah.
That one's underrated. Plus, it shows that you're here to learn. I love that one. We're just gonna start the random ones. Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Do you guys know? If you guys don't know what that means, like a pig.
No.
If here's some food, you go, thank you, sir. A hog, they want all of it. And when you want all of it, when you want everything, when you're not willing to just take what's given to you, then you get slaughtered. And so basically, like, sometimes in sales, we try to go for the biggest margin. We try to go for the biggest deal. We try to get the multi-locate, and we're not down to take those one-time jobs to prove ourselves. We're not willing to take a lower margin to win the relationship. We're not. So pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. It's
All
a
right,
good
man. I
one.
love that. I got one to add to that. That wasn't even on here, but we're going to add it. Get your prospect to spend their first dollar.
It's
Meaning,
true.
like those one-time
True.
jobs, we talk shit about them. They're actually probably the leeway and the gateway to opening up bigger deals. Get your prospect to spend their first dollar and then see where the relationship goes and the money will flow.
Could
I
you
love
guys
that one.
explain this one? People
Which one?
buy because of value. They buy today because of price.
Yeah, that one depends. That one depends. Basically, that just means like don't be scared to make the deal,
Okay.
right? So of course people buy because of value, but if you can get the deal done today because you added X or Y and it still keeps you profitable and gave them a better deal, then do it. And again, I think that goes with times kills deals. I think again, Charlie, we talked to a lot of people are like, sometimes they'll be like, hey, if this is what's going to get the deal done today, then let's get it done. And the masters and again, we're going to go into janitorial is like Mark Anderson would say it. Sometimes I would keep that price. I don't care. I'll hit that bottom margin and I'll give you that deal. Now it's my job and my team's job to open up that margin by increasing our productivity. And so that's part of what we're talking about. Like sometimes people win the contract today simply because you gave them something because of price. Here's one that people gotta hear, and I'm not gonna talk much on it, but spend your day making money. That's it. Do high impact activities. You're not making high impact activities, you're not making money, you're not doing good. That's
I
just
got
facts.
one. I got one to add to that. You want your sellers selling.
Yep.
It's
Boom.
point blank period. If you have a salesperson, have them sell. Don't have them do 5 different jobs.
100%. I got one right here. Be interesting.
I got one on top of that. Interesting people are interested.
Yeah.
Perfect for
Interesting.
sales, right?
Do you understand that, Sophia?
Yes,
You
100%.
become
It
you
was in
become the most
the
interesting, yeah.
because you first show interest in them.
Yeah. And you become the most interesting. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always learned, like one of my, I would say, like when you walk into a room, like networking and stuff, if no one knows about you, but everybody knows you, you did good. Like if nobody knows anything about you, but everybody knows you, that means you did good. Right? Like what the fuck does Angel do? I don't even know what Angel does, but man, dude, do you remember that guy? So good, bro. Like everybody knows Angel, everybody knows James, no one knows what they do. That means they put everybody else first and ran on the same circles, right? They genuinely cared about everyone over anything. All right, James, what do you got? If not, I'll go in here.
Always start your story with once upon a time. Not actually once upon a time, but you have to like start your sales script if you're in a storytelling role. Like, so a year ago, almost today, I was in a similar position. That you are referencing once upon a time a while back because ever since we were kids, story started with once upon a time. We can reference time from the past and then go into a story.
Look at you. That's actually good. And which goes into this one. Never miss a chance to tell a story. Story sell. Because then you can position them as the hero. You can position them as the main character. If you tell, you sell, right? If they ask or if they feel, they buy. It's a difference.
I
Right?
like that one. Really like that one, the story one.
Here's a good one. Find the why behind the why.
I love
There's
that
always
one.
a why behind the why.
Yep.
If you only
That
get the
one's so
first
good.
why, you're screwed. Get the why behind the why.
All right.
I have
Simple one.
wild ones. Go for it.
Connector. We talked about earlier. Be the center of the deal. Well, you're the center of the deal when you're the connector. Connectors make the most money. Don't be afraid to connect people. Let them do business, and you just step back, no strings attached. When you do that, money will come to you.
Which I think goes into a rule we always hate is here in when we do business, James, is profit over paycheck, long-term thinking versus immediate reward. It's facts. Here's the one that people need to remember, bro. And Sophia, bro and sis, and I guess. You either save them or make them money or time. Nothing else. You can't sell anything else. Don't sell anything else. No one gives a fuck. No one cares. It's not about the best service. Not about the best
That
software.
one's
It's not
good.
about. You either save them money or
That's
time,
good.
or you make them money or time. If you can't sell those things, those are the two most valuable assets in the world. Time first, then money. Can't do those, then you're fucked. So always remember
Love it.
that.
That's good.
I think if
Got
people
one.
just knew that they had to sell that,
Mm.
yeah. Anyways, okay.
Exact. No, it simplifies it. This one, people buy from people. A lot of people try to push the brand name, the company name, which 90% of the time no one knows or gives a shit about. For instance, we just dealt with a big brand name, and this sales guy really tried to push that brand name. The reason we didn't buy from him is because we're buying from him, and he
Yeah.
missed the mark. So people buy from people. Remember that. It doesn't matter the company you have on your shirt or the logo you
Well,
represent.
as long as
Represent
they
yourself.
represent it right, though, right? Like as long as they represent
100%.
it, because like when you have like again, we talked about like identity and like if the Babco girls walk in, you know they're Babco, but they act like Babco.
Sure.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Well
So
said. Well said.
so let's just make
I've
sure we don't talk that brand is not good, because brand is fucking good. Because there's a rule
no
here,
no.
you know.
What I mean is, don't rely on that brand to do the
There
sale
you go.
for you.
Boom. That I like that one. I like it like that. That makes sense. People buy from people. They don't. Okay. Because I was gonna put branding influences prior to the sales call. They judge your brand before they judge you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a shitty brand, you're already going with defenses down.
Mm.
You're already going in exposed. Talk about maybe that's what it means by being a small target. Here's one that I love. Well, there's a lot. There's a lot, honestly. Shit. No, but here you go. I've been boxing lately. And you know, when you box, you throw a jab, then you slip, and then you move. And that's how you can control the fight, right? You wait to see what they're gonna do, you jab to keep your distance, you slip so they don't get hit, you move. And I think to control a sales call, you ask and you move. You ask and you move. You ask, you slip,
Yeah.
you move, control, and then you wait. And you're there, and then they start telling you their patterns, and then wham, knock them out. So just remember that. To control a call, you ask and you move.
I
No one
got
cares about you. Just remember that. No one gives a fuck about
so
you.
good. So good.
And I always say that like we're a vessel to something bigger. No one cares about you. Screw your ego.
I love
That's it.
it. All right. This is one of my favorites. Your last impression is your lasting impression.
Woo.
It's one of my
Ooh.
favorites. So, like, think about how you end every call. Think about how you leave every meeting. Think about how you left that networking event, or what was your last 30 seconds of that engagement. Your last impression is your lasting impression.
And to
I
tap
love
onto
that
that
one.
I had, one bad impression takes 7 to replace.
Mm.
So if you mess up once, it's gonna take you 7 meetings just to get back on square one. Just
I
to get
love
back
it.
on square one.
By the way, Angel and I did not come, like, we didn't look at this together before this call. This is kind of funny how they all
And we
go
didn't
hand
even
in hand.
prepare. If we're being honest, we didn't even prepare. These are things that we just already know. I
I,
have one. I'll go for it. Go for it.
I actually like the one that says closing is two things coming together. Everyone brings something to the table.
Bro, that's so underrated. Good, Sophia. Good
God, so good.
freaking pick. I learned that from Coach Burt, and that's so true. Like when a door closes, what happens? The latch and the thing, or I don't know what they're called, and that's it
The
creates.
bolt. Yeah.
Yeah, like they come together, right? If not, it would be just a revolving door. Imagine you just want to close a door, but everything was just a revolving door. That'd be terrible, right? And so when two things close, that's a good closing line, by the way. It's like, okay, cool. So here's what I'll bring to the table. I'll bring you X, I'll bring you Y, and I'll bring you Z. What are you gonna bring to the table when we make this deal? When we make this happen? When we make this partnership come to fruition? It's not just being about. It's just not me proving myself to you. It's you bring something, I bring something. Deals close. Now it's a partnership. So that's a good role right there.
100%.
Oh, good.
I think that
I'm
comes
a,
with you are just as important to stop idolizing prospects. Sorry, James.
no, that's great. I
No,
love
don't
what you just
apologize.
said.
Don't
I
apologize.
just love what you just said. Don't stop idolizing prospects.
That one's before the deal. That one's before the deal, right? Of course, they bring something together. But yeah, dude, some people show up to these fucking calls and they think they're there to prove something. You're not there to prove anything, other than the
Well,
fact that you're going to be the best option for them,
you have
or that
another
you might be the
thing.
best option.
You have another thing down here that says, "Don't marry yourself to the sale, marry yourself to the process." And I think
Sure.
that's big, man. I mean, I have been attached to a result of a sale and have been heartbroken. And I didn't lose that sale because the prospect, I lost that sale because I sounded freaking desperate. Right. Man, this was
And the
awesome.
heartbreak shouldn't come because you lost the sale. The heartbreak should only come because you weren't able to help somebody do what they wouldn't have done otherwise if you weren't there. Which is one of the
Totally.
rules that I learned from Mr. Nicholas Barely, right? Like a sales call, like closing someone, is getting somebody to do what they've been wanting to do for themselves that they wouldn't have done if you weren't there. Because they don't have the courage, they have the fear, so they need somebody with certainty to show up. So that's why you marry yourself to the process of getting somebody to take that action, not
I
you
think
making them take that action. You know what I'm saying?
that's great.
Uh,
I think,
don't think with your wallet. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. Stop thinking with your wallet. People think with their wallet way too much. Oh, that sounds expensive. Expensive to who? Expensive to
yeah,
you? Expensive to me? Expensive to the prospect? Well, that sounds like a lot. To who? What are you talking about? What wallet are you thinking with? Stop thinking with your wallet. So your money mindsets are super important when you're selling.
I got one to add to that, and I'll add it to the list. Is not all money is good money, and basically
Mm.
means like not everyone's a good buyer. Just because you have someone that's willing to buy doesn't mean that they'll be a good client or you'll be good for them. So not all money is good money.
And that goes with like marrying yourself to the sale, right? Um, I have one. Best way to close is to open. If you don't open, you can't close. You can't close a door if it's already closed. You can't close a door if it has no latch. You can't. If there's no door, there's no door. So, but what I actually mean by that is you can't close it if somebody's not open. If they don't open themselves to the buying process. If they don't open themselves to the awareness that they have a problem. If they don't open themselves, or if you're not vulnerable enough to open up with them, right? And so you can't close something that's not open. They sound like basic, but people forget.
That's good.
And that's what happened with that sales call we were talking about, James. Like, he didn't even open anything, bro. They're trying to
No,
close something by having it jammed already. They were just jamming the door, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I'm trying to open it for you. Can't close me if it's
I,
not open.
I got a virtual sales hack for everyone out there. It's not even a hack, it just needs to be a rule. Sell with your screen on. I know it sounds ridiculous, but
Even
I've
if they
shown up
don't
to
have their
two.
camera on.
Yeah, dude, I've shown up to two calls where I'm the prospect and the salesperson didn't have their camera on. And it was my first time meeting them. Like that's not I'm just like thinking out loud now as a buyer, and instantly I was like, nope.
So like if the prospect turns off their camera, you can turn off your camera, but if the prospect has on their camera, you have your camera on. If not, just turn it
Yeah,
into a phone call.
correct. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you have to mirror the prospect's comfortability, right? But
And
like,
even if your kids are running around and shit or whatever, it's okay. People don't care, trust me. Because they
totally.
don't care, because it's not about you. It's about them, right? Here's one that probably people they're not gonna like, but I like this one. You gotta flirt to convert. I think that's just freaking funny. I think it's a funny rule. I think you're not flirting like, damn, you look gorgeous today. Like, not that flirting. But you gotta have like the charisma. You gotta be able to like have a conversation, make somebody feel good, which goes into the next rule, which
Make
is
them laugh.
exactly. The part of the brain that makes decisions has no capacity for language. People don't remember what you said, only how you made them feel. And that's why that's important. And again, when I say flirt, I just want to make sure that whoever listens to this, I'm not saying like you're not touching, you're not being unprofessional, you're just having that charisma, right? They open the door, you say thank you. You open the door for them, you let them walk through. When they say sorry, hey, you don't need to apologize. That's okay, right? Like, hey, let's talk about this. What's going on? Hey, you don't have to share that. Like, be like welcoming, be interesting, be genuine. People want to talk to you. We've all been sales calls where like they talk and you're just like, I don't want to talk to this person. Like, something about this person I just don't want to talk to. And they might have the best company, but I'm like, I don't want to talk to them. Does that make sense? And
Yeah,
so always remember, people want to be interesting. You
I
know,
got one, man. I got one. This is a good exercise for like, hopefully you guys listening, you guys have learned some
exercise for
stuff.
us.
But man, for us, yeah, I got one. Be brief, be bold, be gone. Something I used to hear all the time. Be
You're
brief,
gonna
kind of
have to add it on
simplify.
there. I love it.
be bold. Be bold with what you say, but be brief, and then be gone. And in the be gone part, it's really just be silent, right? Be brief, be bold, be gone.
Gone.
Which is similar to the, again, like, get your wow and move. Right? Like they're all, you're gonna find similarities here, and that's the point. Fuck. This is a good one. Sophia, do you have any before I explain mine that you want?
Yeah, I actually like the one that says learn from comedians, magicians, and actors.
I love that one so much. That came from a mentor. But have you ever seen like a Oh, there you go. We got sound effects now. Have you ever seen like a comedian or a magician? Like they'll give you they'll get your attention to focus on what they want you to focus on. Not everything else that they're doing over here to try to bring you to the main thing, right? And so when a magician can control a room like that, when a comedian can like a comedian has to feed off the energy of the people. And I'm talking different humors, different people, different ethnicities, different races, different wants, different needs, and they're just boom, boom. That's why watching a comedian is very impressive. And if you're able to grab that and bring it to you when you're doing your sales calls, it shows you, it helps you be witty, helps you feed off the person, it helps you be prepared, it helps you know what punchline to throw when based on what they say and what their reaction is. It's so interesting. So interesting. Which brings me to my next one. Everybody says no scripts, no talk trucks, no nothing. And I get it, but I don't, because The Office was a hell of a series. How I Met Your Mother was hell of a series. Friends was a hell of a series. The best form of entertainment, which is movies, has scripts. Everything is scripted. You're not gonna tell me that Will Smith didn't make you cry. That Hugh Jackman did not just put the best freaking movies out there because he had a script. They need the script. They need the talk track to be able to act, to be able to bring it to life. When you're thinking on what you're gonna say, when you're thinking about, oh my god, you're not present. Right? When you're not present, you overtalk. When you overtalk at yourself. Right? Anyways, we'll start connecting all of them. Here's one that I like: leverage. Leverage. People, you don't have to leverage everything. Leverage everything. I leverage everything. And what I mean by that is leverage your connections, leverage your image, leverage your clothes. Like, for example, if I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to wear branded colors of that company. If I'm going to go visit in person, I'm not going to wear my company colors. I'm going to wear my statement pieces with their company colors, because they're so used to seeing that brand every single day that when they think of me, I want them to think of that, right? If I show up to a sales call and I have a shirt that says closer, it might scare people off, right? Or I like to put books in my backgrounds. I like to put, this is virtual, I like to wear specific things, specific smells, but like be strategic, like leverage your image in your environment. It is so important. And leverage doesn't mean be a piece of shit or just talk about that all the time. It just means, like I always tell James, become inevitable, right? Like I want to put myself in your brain, and whenever you think of specific things, I want you to think of Angel. Even if I don't even do that, I just need you to think Angel, right? So I leverage my name. They're like, what's your name? Or whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's Angel, like from heaven, like the one that likes to fix problems, the ones to, and people are like, oh, huh. They find it funny. And I'm like, and I'm in, right? And I'm in their brain. Does that make sense? So create leverage.
I got a good one, man. Just hearing you talk brings back stuff that I would hear early in sales, which is so true. And I think you got to ask yourself, what's part of your sales DNA? We were able to come up with these because we heard these from mentors or learned them early on, and it's part of our sales DNA. But like as a salesperson, you're either useless or you're useful.
It's true.
There's like really no in between. You have one goal as a salesperson: either push someone forward or help
them back, technically,
or
right?
hold them back. Yeah, exactly. So you're either useless or you're useful.
That's so good. That's so good. All right, here it goes. It's gonna be crazy. Go for the close. Ask it. What the fuck are they gonna say? They're gonna say no or yes, yes or no. Or here's the information I need to make the right decision. But go for it. Who cares? I always say, let's give it a shot. I always say, let's do this. Awesome. Let's get it done right now. Right? Like, go for it. Go for the close. All of you right now have a follow-up that you're supposed to make, a call you're supposed to make, an email you're supposed to send, a visit you're supposed to make. Go for the damn close. Because sales is a contact sport. Don't be a bitch, and scared money don't make money. Don't forget, like, all these rules will connect themselves somehow. So don't forget. Sophia, any last ones? We're like running into the last ones here. Any that you want before we just finish it off?
Or any questions?
Decision. Decision means to kill off. What are you helping them kill off?
That's facts. Decision, definition. Like, if you look at the definition and you look at the origin of the word, it comes from the Latin word, which means to kill off, basically, to terminate something else, which is very interesting, right? A verdict. Like, think about it like as a verdict too, right? When you make a decision, something else dies, something is born, and so help somebody make a decision. So what are you helping them kill off? Is it excuses? Is it bullshit? Is it wasting time, wasting money? What are you killing off for them? Or what are you helping them kill off? You don't kill it for them because that makes you the hero, and we just learned in these rules that they have to be the heroes. So what are you helping them kill off? Because you got to think, and I always say this in my trainings, not a lot of people have people in their corner. And I'm thinking of boxing all the time, which sounds terrible, but like, now people don't have like that coach and that corner group that is like, hey, do this. Hey, this is what got you. Hey, you want to quit? Fuck you. Keep going because you're almost there. Like, no one has that. Not a lot of people do. And we think that that's normal because of the circles that we run with. But I promise you right now, they don't have that. 90% of people, 99%, 95, I don't know the fucking number, don't have that. So make sure that if you're the salesperson and you make a friend before the sale, what kind of friend do you want to be? The one that holds them back, the one that pushes them forward, the one that says, yeah, let's go drink a beer and eat out instead of, you have to work out today, so get your ass up and work out. Be the guy that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still remember that my favorite story with James, he's always, when I've gotten in weird financial situations, he's helped me out. He's like, who cares? Let's move, right? I remember that time when we were in Colorado and I was like, I'm going to go babysit the kids and you're going to go on a date right now because fuck the business right now. This is what's important as a friend. And so, again, that's part of why the decision matters. You're helping them make a decision, helping them do what they wanted to do if you weren't there, that they've always wanted to do. Like, it's all of these fucking connect. It's fucking crazy. James, go for it. We have literally 3 left, so let's just see if anything comes out from this.
This is on your list, but I love this one, man. And actually, I've learned this from you. Always get their cell number. Such an underrated tactic. Like, how many times have you gone to get in contact with a prospect and all you have is a general, the main number? Desk, 1-800 number and an email, and then the email is like an info at, right? get their cell number. I love it.
Yeah, get the direct line. Stop again, and that comes with scare money don't make money. Ask better questions. Which makes the next one. Ask better questions. Sometimes the questions are, what's your number, man? Let me show you a quick text. And then the next one is the last one we have here is a sale is made on every call. That's just facts. Either they're gonna sell you on why they don't need to book the meeting, or you're gonna sell them why when that meeting is important. Either they're gonna sell you on why it's gonna take time, or you're gonna sell them on something. Right? It's from that book, like Grant Cardone, Sell or Be Sold. Right?
Yeah,
like, that's
such a good book.
And that book is not about like strategies or manipulations. It's simply like they're either gonna sell you or you're gonna sell them, and that's just facts.
It's about communicating. That's what that 100%. Book is all about.
But challenging. And I'll leave it. This is the last one that we have here, and I'm sure more can come out, but I know we've taken a pretty good amount of time here. This is just like an overview of how to do stuff. Open, probe, support, close. You want to look at your sales process? That's it. You want to look at your sales call? That's it. Open the conversation, probe for the answers, right? Ask the right questions, show the supporting case or supporting evidence to the problems that you found through the probing, and then close by stating the solution and talking about next steps. It's not anything else. And that's the process above else is what it says, which is that is your process. You open, you probe, you support, you close. Anything else outside of that, you're doing too much. That's all you need to do. So that's a good sales right there.
Learn the fundamentals.
100%. I think we have more, but we can stay here all day, bro. This was good. I'm gonna say one just because I like it. Like this is more just from my advice is like pay attention to language. People will tell you more than they're saying. Like pay attention to language, right? Like we had a sales call where the guy was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you guys," and I'm like, "You think you're gonna go with us, or you're gonna go with us?" So those are two separate questions, two separate statements. And like, no, I know I'm gonna go with you guys. Cool. In that case, check your email. You should have the proposal there. Go ahead and get that done. We'll get you set up. Like, let's get it done. You just said you want to do it. Which, by the way, if you say it, that's selling. If they say it, that's Bible. That's something I used to learn. I learned from somebody. And the reason they say it's Bible is because the Bible is the truth. And so if they say it, it's truth. If you say it, that's selling. And so that's why I always say, I wouldn't say, oh, well, you should be a client or you want to buy. I'm going to say, you think you want to buy or, and they're like, no, I want to buy. And as soon as they give you that statement, then you double down. Awesome. Here's the proposal. You said you wanted to buy. Here's your opportunity to buy. Let's get it done. And
Oh
now they
man,
have to go
so
back on
good.
their word. They have to go back on their word now. And no one wants to go on their word, which brings me to the last one that James and I always do at our events that will give you some insight into. Always put on the jacket. Have you ever gone to a nice suit jacket? They give you a jacket, you put them on, you feel good. They're like, look at yourself in the mirror, brother. You're like, damn, bro, I look good, man. I make it. You get to put on an identity. You get to put on identity. And then you're like, damn. And then they take that jacket away from you and say, cool, it'll be $500. And you're like, damn it. But I really loved how I feel. I really love that identity. Let me put it back on. And you buy that $500 jacket because it's not about the jacket. It's about how you feel when you have the jacket. It's about how you become. So always remember, give them that identity. It's got these companies that have the big brand. They're like, now you become a Babco, right? Now you become part of the Rams clean. Like now you're like, oh shit, I become part of that. Oh yeah, I love that identity. So always remember, let them try out the identity. Let them try out the jacket. That's why those one-time jobs are great because they're like, damn, this was fucking clean. Like clean. Who did it? Bruce from Wingfoot would go and he would be like, I'm gonna clean for free, and he would clean 2 steps instead of all 10. And they would look at those 2 steps instead of 10 and go, damn it, now I want the other 8 cleaned. Who
That's
did that?
right.
Bruce did.
Bruce,
Shit,
man.
remember? And he would just do that, and he would leave, and people would be like, damn, now I want it clean like Bruce cleaned, and then they would call Wingfoot. So again, that's part of it.
Here we go.
Oh
Money
shit.
talk.
I
I
just
really
think
hope
of
it comes out in the video. I think it
it
does,
does.
right? If you hear
It
the money.
does.
Good. Well, hey, listen, y'all. Thanks for jumping in for an hour and 15. James and Sophia, any final comments before we wrap up this sales rules, sales training, whatever you want to call it, master class in the podcast? Anything you guys want to say? Sophia, I'll let you kick that off if you have anything to say to the listeners or to us or to yourself.
No, thank you guys. I really enjoyed listening to all of these rules. I think it all comes down to serving, to being like serving well. So yeah, I really appreciate the time.
Nice. James,
I
anything before we call it?
want to give a shout out. She's very modest, but if you guys want to learn from a badass salesperson, Sophia Lopez on this call is a badass salesperson. So thanks, Sophia, for being here. I think you could teach us a thing or two. Sales is awesome. Angel and I originally connected because of one statement: sales saved our lives. It's true for both of us. And man, I think sales is such a blessing. The playing ground to get into sales is zero, and I fucking love that. Like you don't have to have a degree, you don't even have to have experience. All you have to have is a desire. And if you're listening to this and you found value from it, all I ask, because there's a sale made on every call, so this is my ask to you: share this podcast, comment below,
Share it, yeah.
rate this podcast. I don't care what you do. Show us that you gain some sort of value from it so we can keep giving the value to you. So, no, man, this was awesome. I love sales, and I love this, man.
Yeah, man, I'm glad we got to tap into this side. We haven't done it in a very, very long time, so I'm super excited to be able to bring this insight into the peeps, into the crowd. So, hey, if y'all enjoyed it, share it, text me, comment, email, carrier pigeon,
Yeah,
fucking
you're trying
anything.
to get
Send
that
me an
cell phone
owl.
number.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, text me. Yeah, if you got my cell phone, no, I'm just kidding. Try to get my cell phone number. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you on the next episode, and really, really, please give us feedback and tell us what you think. We want to let's hope this becomes the biggest video we've had. All right, y'all, take care. We'll see you on the next one.